had a really bad day yesterday. I don't really say that because I consider myself a pretty optimistic guy, but yesterday sucked. It started with getting a $135 speeding ticket because apparently I was going 40 on a 20-mile zone. And mind you that this happened about a few feet away from the parking lot of my destination. I was this close to make it, but I didn't. I must have been spacing out because I didn't see the cop at all, and I only noticed him when he was flashing his lights behind me. This happened on my way to work. I was going to take care of some stuff for the summer, but I didn't really have to go. This is something that I wanted to do. It could have easily waited. Now that I think of it, if I didn't go to work, I wouldn't have the ticket. You can't guess the future, I guess. Now, after I get to work, I get bad news that I may take a pay cut at my job, which is not something that you wanted to hear. You never want to hear that you're losing your job, and you never wanted to hear that your income is being cut by as much as half of it. So I took care of whatever I needed to take care of at work, and I split as soon as I could because I really didn't feel like being there. What makes it worse is that I'm hearing the news of the possibility that I'll be making less money after I get a $135 ticket. So I left and I came home and shared the news with my wife, even though I knew it was going to upset her. But we're married and these things we gotta deal with together, and sometimes it's easier to handle bad news if you share them. I also call my mom because that's a default when shit hits the fan. So I'm home and I have a pounding headache. I can't get rid of it. Coffee, beer is not helping. So I decide to take a 20-minute nap. That usually helps to reset my brain and also to rest, which is probably why I had a headache in the first place. But then what changed the course of this day was the fact that I remember it was Monday and I go to the dojo on Mondays. As soon as I get to the dojo, I put on my gi, I walk on the mat, and I change. I'm not pissed anymore, I'm not angry, all the anxiety, all the fear washed away. See, the dojo has always been my happy place. It's my comfort place. It's the place where my true self comes out. It's because of the dojo that I was able to go through my high school year and my college years. It's always been my ground place. And it's not so much because the dojo being a martial arts school is like a spiritual place or a mystical place at all. It's because there's physical activity involved. I was completely washed off of all these crazy, bad news, disappointment, fear that I was getting all day just by simply rolling and tumbling for an hour and a half. That cleared everything. It is a fact that physical activity calms the mind. And this is not news to me. I've known this for years. I just forgot about it. Now, when I'm in this place and going to the dojo for whatever reason is not feasible, usually practicing Japanese calligraphy helps with it too. Maybe it's not a physical activity like training is, but it takes your mind off things. Because when you have the paper in front of you with the brush and the ink, that's all that matters. All you're thinking, all you're worrying about is what you're going to create with that brush and that ink. Maybe that's why Shoto is considered a meditative practice, because it transforms you through the process. You're someone before you sit to practice, you're someone else after you're done practicing. So whenever you're feeling like the world is crumbling on you or that you're spiraling out of control, you have bad news being dumped on you, and you feel like you're getting out of control or unsettled, do something physical. Work out, train, go for a run, or do something creative. Write, draw, create art, brush calligraphy, and do something where your mind is gonna go off that pattern of dealing with those random thoughts and all of that stuff that's been thrown at you, and then you're concentrated on creating something. And by letting the body take over and the mind sit in the backseat, it'll calm you down, and that is really the only way to end a bad day on a good note.